Alright guys, today we're finishing our notes on target 4A, which is the introduction to probability. And so yesterday we talked about just simple probability, and then theoretical probability versus experimental probability was kind of the big thing we touched on yesterday. So to go along with this, we're now going to look at what we call a frequency table or a probability distribution. So a relative frequency, really, relative frequency is just another word for probability. Right, so relative frequency really just means probability. So if you ever see that word, it's using a frequency table, finding the probability. Yes. So if you look at our table here, or number of bullseyes hit, well, the relative frequency of someone hitting 2 bullseyes is 7 out of 50. Because, right, 7 people, right, hit 2 bullseye, and if I add all these numbers up, that equals 50. Right, when I add every single one of those numbers up, that equals 50, the total number of people that was trying to hit a bullseye, or whatever it happens to be. And so that relative frequency is just really another word for probability, and frequency is how often an item occurs. The probability distribution shows the relative frequency of all outcomes. So if I made a table just like this, right, that showed the probability of all of them, right? Okay, here's how often it occurs, here's the probability of all of them. That's the probability distribution. So these tables are what we're going to be looking at today. So let's go ahead and turn the page. White because we did all of them yesterday. So let's turn to page 4. So example 1 says, what is the relative frequency of preference for classical music? So if I'm finding a relative frequency, all I'm doing, again, is I'm adding up all of the frequencies to find my total. Right? Right? So 10 plus 7 plus 8 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4. It would be 40. Yeah. Right out of that. 10, 17, 25, 30, 36, 40. So then the probability of classical music equals, right, well, classical, I have 5. So that is 5 out of 40, and then making sure we simplify our fractions, that's 1 out of 8. Not too tough there. So it's really just finding probability from a table. Example 2, same type of thing, right? A student conducts a probability experiment by spinning the spinner shown. Using the results in the frequency table, what is the probability the spinner pointing at? What is the probability the spinner is pointing at or on the next spin? Right? So I have all these spins, right, at 29 plus 32 plus 21 plus 18, and that equals 100. 100 spins there. So then again, the probability of a 4 well, for a 4, we have 18. So that's 18 out of 100, which is my probability there. All Alright, then looking at our last problem here. Right, so those are things simple, just simple probability problems. You're just using a table. The example that I want you to create a table. So on a math test, there were 10 scores between 90 and 100, 12 scores between 80 and 89, 15 scores between 70 and 79, 8 scores between 50 and 69, and 2 scores below 60. What is the probability distribution for the test score? So I'm going to draw my big table. So the first thing we have is our category. And our category, in this case, is your test score, right? That's where everything's falling. So I'm just going to write score here. So that's the one that's going to change depending on what the problem is asking. And then we're going to have frequency. Oh, is the next one. And probability. Would be our third one. So now I'm going to look at, okay, what are the different scores I have? Well, 10 scores between 90 and 100. So 100. And then I have 12 scores between 80 and 89. And then 15 scores between 70 and 79. Then 8 scores between 60 and 69. And then finally, 2 scores below 60. So my score is less than 60. Or you could write below 60, but I'm lying out of room. Alright, so then writing in my frequencies, right, 90 to 100 has 10 scores. 80 to 89 has 12 scores. 70 to 79 has 15. 8 between 60 and 69. And 2 below 60. So then again, I need to add all these up for my total. So 10 plus 12 is 15 plus 8 plus 2. 10 plus 12 is 22, plus 15 is 37, plus 8 is 25, plus 2 is 47. And then finally for probability, I'm just writing the actual probability. So I have 10 divided by 47. If it reduced, we would have to reduce it. So we would make 10 out of 9 is 12. So 12 divided by 47. 15 divided by 47. 8 divided by 47. And 2 out of 8. So not too difficult to make a frequency table. Alright, that's all we have for today. I will see you guys tomorrow.